It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleash and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I love. Just know that I love. I gotta turn up this function like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stressful day by learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the arm that's on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be, so those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I love. Just know that I love. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I love. Just know that I love. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south, till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. Let's go and educate on the backside. Folk gotta act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my brother. So hey, if you dealing with vices, then you and it's cutting you up like against you. Put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. What you got in that bag? Quiet water.
Hey, we are back.
Amen.
And thanks to Sky. First and foremost, before we get this thing started, I want to give a shout out to Sky. Man, Sky helped me out a big, you know what I'm saying? He done basically, man, gave me a laptop that he wasn't using, and I couldn't thank him enough. So I want to first give my, appreciation to you. And say,
man, like I said,
Damon,
you are more than welcome. And, wasn't no sense of you trying to go out here and get another one, how to get one fixed, when I had basically a brand new one sitting right here collecting dust. And it's helping you and both of us on that side of the screen than it ever was sitting here on this side.
Yes, man, we missed a whole lot. I'm like, oh, this couldn't have went down at a worse time. So we're going to go back and talk about some of these stories that we missed. And if I miss any, if any of you guys are in the chat and y'all want to talk about them, that's cool. But before we go ahead and get into that, got to introduce myself for the new people. So, hey, what's going on, guys, man? Welcome to the Nashville Caveman podcast. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleash, representing all the way in Cashville. And I am here with a really good friend of mine that is like a brother. So what I'm going to do is take out the red carpet, roll it out for him, and the floor is now yours.
Well, what's up, everybody? Everybody know me as Sky Black, one half of the Nashville Caveman podcast host. Hey, like Damo said, things happen. We try to get to y'all every Tuesday, but life happens or whatever. So last weekend, shout out to ICW. Man, I've been dropping. I had 4 titles the last time y'all talked to me. Hell, I've been dropping titles like flies, right? So I'm gonna try to get my RCW World Heavyweight title back June 13th in a stretcher match against American Giant. Saturday, we lost tag titles, me and T-Dog. But Sunday, I still retained my No Limit Pro Heavyweight Championship. So I had a bad day and a good day last weekend. But every good thing has a good news and a bad news. Good news is, like we said at the beginning of the show, Damo has my laptop because I wasn't using it. Bad news is, I'm glad I gave it to him anyway because I needed to upgrade any damn way. This computer that we're on is, I bought this computer in 2021. It's on his last leg, y'all. So with Damo having my laptop, well, that's his laptop now, sorry. And I got to upgrade. The radio show might be down for a few weeks because I'm not able to run it. because no matter what type of spyware, software update I tried, the computer's just 6 years old. It's time to upgrade. The processor's old, everything. So please don't think anything is happening to the radio show. I'm going to still play your music. You just won't be able to hear it, contact it, or nothing because I need to upgrade this computer. So other than that, we good to go, Damo. How have you been?
Man, pretty good, man. Was helping my daughters. Basically, we've had these conversations before. Where I was talking about always it's important to don't send your kids out in the world if they're not ready. And most of these young folks are not financially ready to go out and be on their own. If they got to go have roommates, strangers for roommates, they're not really ready to be out on their own, first and foremost. It'd be more beneficial if they stay home and you allow them to work and save their money. So basically what I'm trying to do is having conversations with my daughters about making money whether you're working or not. So I help them purchase their first vending machine, and it's in a high traffic area. And so trying to jump off into that. I think too often we worry about every color but the color that matters the most, which is green.
That's right.
Green is the color that matters the most. Not black, not white, not brown, not yellow, none of that other stuff. Green. You know what I'm saying? Because green is going to determine the kind of neighborhood you live in, the kind of car you driving, your health care, the kind of food you eat, and the school systems you're in. So that's what I've been kind of focused on. That's it for me.
And that's great that you passing that knowledge down and everything else. We need more people to do that because the way this world might be heading in the next 50 years, man, they're trying to go to 50-year mortgages, right? So instead of doing 50-year mortgages, then that means for you young people, instead of trying to jump off the porch at 18, wait till you're 28. Because I'd rather stay an extra 10 years with my parents than pay a 50-year mortgage. Do you see what I'm saying? So just think about what we're saying here. 50 years is, even if you bought a house at 20, you wouldn't pay the house until you're 70. Good Lord. That's crazy.
Anything can happen in between that. You're
man,
right,
come on. Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're making it right now for you young folks, and I don't mean to make this sound like a doomsday moment, but it actually is. For y'all, game over. If y'all don't rethink the way that y'all go about moving or the way that you move, you're going to be like these young folks on TikTok crying about the price of everything. That's all they doing. Crying and having mental breakdowns.
In their 20s, yep.
It's more and more homeless people that are younger. We're seeing a lot of young homeless people. And for what?
Because they probably wasn't prepared.
I think that's why the way that you went about it, Sky, I commend it. I really commend the way that you went about it. Because actually, you took a giant step back to take an even giant step forward. You know what I'm saying? And when you really jump off the porch, you were actually ahead of people that was 10, 15, 20 years older than you. And so I commend that.
Thank you. And that's what I try to share my knowledge to people. They try to, when people use the term keep up with the Joneses, it's not always about money. It's about parents too. When you 20 to, because when did I leave? 29, 30. So those 9 years, everybody's always like, oh, you still live with your mom, you still live with your family. It made it sound like a bad thing. And so a lot of people, for their ego, they left the nest early because they was worried about what people would say being 25, 26, 27 and still living at home. Now, all those people, like you said, ahead of me are moving back home. you see what I'm saying? Like that's crazy because they was trying to keep up with the Joneses and appearances instead of worried about what they could take care of. And that was back then when things were affordable, Damo. Now you trying that?
Man, it's so rough out here now. They're making it. The economy is going to force people to go back to the old ways of the way we used to do things.
Right.
Because I don't know where all this pride and individual and independence came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be independent, but have a plan. A lot of young folks don't even really have a plan, and they're
Nope.
they're real proud of things that like you got your own apartment, but it's not your apartment. The moment at any time, you know what I'm saying, they can change how much you pay on it and everything. At any moment.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, I watched somebody who at 1 year was paying $1,250, and then they can't, you know, when the time for the lease to renew, you know how much they was going to charge them?
That's only what the 1,500. That's crazy.
18.
Oh, 18. God.
So you go from 1,250 to 18. Now, how many people can do that?
That is ridiculous.
So it's like, man, you know, sometimes it's better to create that. It's better really to stay home. You're right. Unless you get married, especially women, unless you get married, man, stay home, work, and save that money. Don't blow it on no bullshit that you ain't going to remember what you got 5 years from now. True. If you saved your money from the time you 18 to 25, could you imagine how much money you can save? Mm-hmm. If you got to work out a deal with your parents saying, hey, mom, hey, dad, let me go ahead and help you out with Huh? Yeah, you know, mom, dad, let me help you out with half of the mortgage and stay home. I buy my own food, and then it allow me to save money. What parent gonna really say no to that unless they don't really like you?
Right, and you know, from 18 to 25, let's say you saved up 10 grand. I still would move out. I would try to invest that 10 grand. I would learn about the stock market, vending machines, something that would give me passive income. So for the next 5 years, I'm working, making income, and then my investment is making income. Then by the time you turn 30, you can walk out, get you a house, tiny home, land, shed, whatever the hell it is you want to do at 30 years old.
Man, let me tell y'all, if you stay home from 18 to 25 and only got 10K, slap your damn self. You hear me? Most of these are McDonald's job. If you work 40 hours a week, you're going to bring home at least 25 to 35K just doing fast food. Every year you should be able to save 10K. You know what I'm saying? You should. Yep. If you really think about it, you should have about 70K at about 25. And that's a good nest egg to start off. You're right, because then you can, Sky, there's multiple things you can do. You can buy your own land, start your own, you can get your own food truck. Matter of fact, with 70K, you probably could go ahead and get about 4 or 5 of them and do something like rent them out. If you don't know how to cook, a lot of y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, just rent them out then. You rent their own and profit off of them.
That's right. That's great advice. I wish someone had told me that when I was coming up, but it's all right.
You know, okay. a lot of these kids, Sky, don't know it because their parents is caught up on the wrong color. Y'all talking about racism. The majority of us have never been affected by racism. Sure. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't even care if, like Chad the Builder, we gonna talk about him. I didn't even put him on the list. But the dude with the mustache, the big old mustache, right? Went around calling people the N-word with the hard ER at the end of it, getting them in their emotions and stuff. You know? And it's like, at the end of the day, man, that stuff don't like what? So I'm gonna get into it with you. You or I gonna lose our life either, you know, by a weapon or going to prison, and for what?
Yeah.
I ain't wasting my time on somebody like that. I ain't wasting my energy on nobody like that.
Yep. I agree. I never knew about him until late. I didn't know who Chud the Builder was or whatever. I had never heard about him.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept popping up on my timeline. But like to go back to what I'm saying, Sky, people focus on the wrong color. The color that matters is green. That's it. That's it. But y'all, some of these things, man, we're gonna do a rapid fire, which is different than the way we normally do the show because we miss so many topics. So this topic isn't one of the first topics that we missed, but it's something that is a big topic in the state of Tennessee. So, Sky, how do you feel about them banning smoking in bars and restaurants next year?
Wow, they're going to start doing that now?
Yes, that is the thing. That is next year. It passed. They voted on it. It passed. Next year, they're going to ban smoking in bars and restaurants.
Okay, so I guess I can't feel either way back it I don't smoke. But let's just go back to when they approved that you could carry your gun into bars where there's drinking, right? I was like, that's just a powder keg ready to explode. And the best thing you come up with now, instead of trying to either remove the alcohol or the guns from these bars or clubs, you just want to remove the tobacco. I'm trying to think, even if you remove the tobacco, like most smokers, they're going to find somewhere to smoke, go down the street, do whatever. So at the end of the day, I'm thinking that's the least of my concern. If I'm in a bar, somebody's smoking, my concern is the guns that you have allowed in the bar, right? And the alcohol that you have in the bar. I think the smoking itself might save a few lives from secondhand smoke or cancer, but that's the last thing I think I would be worried about if I was in the bar, knowing that it's legal to carry, and now you can go into certain bars where they serve alcohol with your gun on your hip.
Man, as a person that used to smoke cigarettes, I mean, I used to knock them out. I used to.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I was young, hell yeah. You know, Negroes will stress you out. Shoot, I was on Black and Miles, cigarettes, and as somebody to smoke, and I can tell you from experience, it is so selfish to be anywhere. Like, do you have to have a cigarette in a restaurant? I never did, even when I smoked. I didn't go sit in the smoke section. I didn't need to do it, you know? And then you got to consider the people around you. You know, if you drinking, it's only affecting you until you get violent. But when you smoking, just because you don't care about your lungs, doesn't mean I don't care about mine. Damn.
Right.
You know? And so I'm with that. You know, a bar, most of everybody in there smoke. I don't know so many people who go into a bar that don't smoke. But, you know, man, there are nightclubs, because it's different. Nightclubs, I don't never know them to allow you to smoke inside of it. But bars is different. So bars, I don't know. I guess I could say, yeah, I understand them taking it away from bars.
Yeah.
You
When I
know,
was people smoking everywhere, bars, nightclubs, movie theaters, they had smoking, non-smoking sections.
the movie theaters, oh man, they're country as hell. Not movie theaters.
I mean, every place we went to in the 80s growing up, they had a smoking and a non-smoking. Hotels, wherever, restaurants, wherever you can go, they always have a smoking and a non-smoking section. The only place they didn't have a smoking or a non-smoking is in church. Yeah, I can honestly say I never saw them in church. But I seen them go around the back and fire up a cigarette or a weed, but never inside the church. Gotcha. So the church never had a smoking or non-smoking section.
That is diabolical. But I'm with it, man. I'm all for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be tasting my food and choking on your cigarette. You know, man, if you need it that bad, you need to go through some kind of call a hotline or go through some kind of rehab. You know, because even as a smoker, you can always go to your car.
Yeah. Well, a lot of places, because you know, I've been downtown twice to a place called the Corner Bar South. They have a section outside of the club. Like you have the inside part, and then you have the outside part where people go smoke. So if you can do something like that, then you can keep both clientele. Because business-wise, if you take away people who smoke or who drink or whoever, I'm going to lose a lot of customers. because that it gives them the comfortability to sit there and enjoy themselves. Now you telling my patrons that, hey, half of y'all is smoke. Y'all gotta go outside and go down the street because that is the law. But
Yeah,
I go outside and go down the street. I'm not
I promise you, they will adjust. They are going there, and you know, I mean, because you ain't eating. You're in a restaurant. It's starting at the most. How long you think at the most you be in a restaurant?
20, 30 minutes, depending on how long it takes them to get you your food.
Exactly. So,
I've been longer because I've been with some folks that like to talk, so I've been in there longer. So I'm just saying average.
Yeah, but if you occupy, you don't. And you occupy, your attention is on the company that you with. You know, most people ain't. I'm talking about as a former cigarette smoker. I wasn't thinking about, dang, I need a cigarette right now. Now, if I'm at home, it's different. But you know what I'm saying? I could hold off. It wasn't that bad during them times where I had to have one. I went to many restaurants and many places, and then they had to hold out. You got to hold out. You got to hold out. If you can't, you need rehab.
I would see a lot of you, because you know they have lobbyists. I found that out. They have the American Smokers Association or something, whatever it's called. And when they passed the law, was it 10, 15 years ago, that you couldn't smoke not only inside of a building, but you had to be within 15, 20 feet away from the building. They pitched the holy bitch in. I don't know if it was Tennessee or Nashville, but they pitched the holy bitch. Like, why do we have to leave the comfort of where everybody else is to go smoke? And then first you could smoke outside the building, and then they moved you 20 to 50 feet away from the building. They got to walk all the way down there to go smoke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you because I don't smoke. And I don't want smelling in my clothes. I don't want in my nose. But if I was a smoker, that would be a whole different situation. So that's why when we talk about this subject, I can't really give you, because it would sound hypocritical, because I'm only seeing it on one side of the fence because I've never been a smoker.
As a former smoker, man, they are the most selfish people in the world. They are some of the most selfish. I'm going to give y'all an example 101. My grandma, right? Mm-hmm. She would smoke a pack and a half of cigarettes a day. Now, I had a cousin that had eczema, right? And as bad as my cousin's eczema was, do you think my grandmother got up and went outside to smoke?
No, not in her own house, no.
There you go. So they don't care about the comfort of others, so why should people care about their comfort?
Yeah, I can see it that way, but they're some of the most dedicated people I've ever seen. I used to work in St. Thomas, and in 1998, we had literally a tornado come down West End. Do you know the fools went on top of the roof to smoke to watch the tornado? I've seen people smoke in the rain, storm, thunder, snow, black ice. Like, it was the most dedicated people I've ever seen in my life.
I was looking for pennies like a crackhead when I was broke and needed something, you know what I'm saying? And needed a pack. I was looking for coins in the couch. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'm telling y'all because you don't ever forget. And I can tell you, man, you selfish when you smoke and you don't care about the health of others. Because that is one thing. That secondhand smoke is real. Yes, it messes your lungs up. Why do you think it won't mess a next person's lungs up?
True.
So just because you don't care, and these are the same people that be crying about, oh man, healthcare is too expensive, and crying about poverty and stuff. But some habits you shouldn't have if you broke.
I'm doing okay, Rachel. I miss you too. How are you? Yeah, you're right. It's always a double-edged sword with things like that. You know, it always is.
Hell yeah. Something else that we didn't talk about, we missed, is Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion. That breakup. Did you, from what I researched, out a couple times, Sky.
Hey, you know why research is one of the reasons he left is because she told him that she needed at least $700,000 a month to stay his girlfriend. Like, that was her main maintenance. I'm like, damn, what the hell are you doing for $700,000 a month?
She thought she had a set.
Jesus Christ. Like, I know.
You know, the lesson in all of it is, you think your past don't matter? Exhibit A. Exhibit B. Exhibit A, Megan Thee Stallion. Exhibit B, Cardi B. You know, remember these, the WAP queens. So I guess that WAP wasn't WAPing, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That WAP ain't WAP. And let you know that is not high on the priority list for me.
Right.
It's not. It's important, but it is not high on our priority list.
Right.
That is not going to keep us around. And if you got a bad history of using it in the wrong way, then you are not eligible for a stand-up guy. And that ain't fair, but life ain't fair.
True.
Yes, it's a double standard because, man, y'all be like, men do it. But, see, there's one thing that men can provide women that women, it doesn't work that way when you're talking about women to men. And that is protection. Most protection and provision. Most women want men, if I'm wrong, even if they make 6 figures a year, they want the man to make more than they make. Men,
Yep, and still provide the protection.
Huh?
And still provide the protection.
Yes. But men, we do not care about women's money and careers. We care about, can you bring us peace? And a woman that goes online and always tell what's going on in a relationship, do you think that woman is bringing a man peace?
Nope. Look, I listened to this guy named Big Ward, and he said if people like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's and all these quote-unquote dime pieces, because even your girl, what's her name? Halle Berry, beautiful women, a lot of money.
They couldn't keep a dude.
Can't keep a guy, a good guy, not a dirty guy, but I mean just a good guy. The rest of you women are chopped, as these YNs would say. Y'all are chopped. Now, I learned a new word, thanks to the YNs. Y'all are chopped, because if these people can't even keep a good man, what do you think y'all can do? And then sometimes it's not even all about going online and airing out your dirty laundry. It's the company that you keep. A lot of these women hang around dudes that can't bring nothing to the table. Your friend can't help you with this, can't help you with that, and then you telling your friend all your business, and he or she wants to run out and tell you business. It's all about, to me, sometimes, Damo, I wonder how sometimes women think. When they wake up in the morning and they wash their face and brush their teeth, the decision that you make for the day is what kind of questions me, especially when you have children, because your decisions affect your children. So when you're making crazy decisions at 9 in the morning, then at 9 at night, you wonder why your whole day is effed up. That's the issue that I be having.
Yep. And it goes to show, I think a lot of females was mad because it went to show that, what you do and what you say will come back to haunt you.
Yeah, and your past will come back. Absolutely.
It'll come back to haunt you.
Because every dude you deal with, all they're going to think about is your past.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there was women that, that thought that, hey, I can have my hot girl summer, still double back and spin the block and have this, this fantasy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And Klay Thompson showed,
Mm-hmm.
the one lesson is that a lot of men were like, all man was to Klay was a jump off. But men knew that. A lot of women was, come on, girl, and all that. But men, we knew better. We was like, oh, this is a jump off. He gonna smash until he get tired and then leave. The women was like, oh, he did the family thing and had her confused, and had her thinking this and that. No, he didn't. Man, well, he did, but men been doing that. Men been doing that, man. And always, I told the female, I was like, if women are so smart, why do y'all keep getting tripped up by these dudes? Why did these dudes keep y'all going to the
Yeah, and that is true. But you know what though? I can't even speak on that because, like you said, her past matters, right? And then she finds this man, and he's quote unquote a good guy that's worth a lot of money. You don't think he had other people in his ear talking about what she used to do before you got with her? I mean, if somebody like me is talking to a girl who has a past, right? Who she slept with all the people and this and that and the third, that would kind of make me, the average Joe, feel a certain way. This is Klay Thompson. Right. This is a famous basketball player, and the last thing he wants to do is look dumb and stupid. So, like you said, Damo, right. I don't think he ever took this relationship seriously because he had people in his ear talking about this girl is going to make you look silly in the end. Get what you can get and get out. Be like Bill Belichick. Trade them too early before you trade them too late. Get out early before it's too late. And I think that's probably what his mindset was.
And the other thing is, it goes to show, it showed the whole Kevin Samuels philosophy, it came back to roost. Because what he said, men with money have what? Options.
Options.
Men with the money have options. You know why they have options? Because every woman wants, the majority of women want a man with what?
Money. I heard this young girl say, I want to grow up and be a rapper, and I'm going to be like Lotto and have a baby by a rich guy. I was like, damn, girl, you're only 18 years old, and you talking about that's your plan for the rest of your life is to be like Lotto and have a baby by a rich guy? Because with the Klay and Megan thing, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even know they were dating until they broke up. That's how far off I am with pop culture, dude. It was like Dame Dash and Aaliyah. I didn't even know they were dating that. I had no clue. So with Megan and Klay, I had no clue that they were dating until they broke up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
And I don't know too many relationships that are online that have lasted. It's not many of them. Everybody know about Beyonce and Jay-Z, but you don't never hear about them, do you? How often do you hear about anything going on in their relationship?
They keep typing.
But Amon Shumpert and Tiana Taylor, all the time, people thought that was going to last. And I was like, oh, this is going to go down like a plane with two blown engines.
I didn't even know about that.
You know, every time, ladies, y'all want to show off so bad. And the reason why some of y'all look so bad is because you be showing off to people. You know, and the higher you put yourself up, when them engines go out on the plane and you at high altitude, it's a fast nosedive. And I'll be talking about somebody embarrassed you. No, you embarrassed you. You embarrassed you because you was bragging. Y'all do it with weddings. You know, I'm going to have this wedding because it's the wedding as important as how long the marriage lasts.
No. The lasting of the marriage. But then it goes back to the psyche of women. Why do they do that? Why can't you be with a man and keep it quiet? Because I try to tell these young girls. Yeah, I try to tell these young girls, when you with a guy and it's quiet and then you hear something, you better believe it. Because if you're somewhere and you hear a bunch of women saying this, and this about your man, and they don't know y'all together, it's the truth. Because they don't know. They're just gossiping. They don't even know who you are. But when they find out you with the man, then how do you know if it's the truth or they just trying to get a reaction out of you? So like you said, stop bragging. Stop putting your relationships out in public. Because then you don't know who's lying and who ain't. Because everybody know that's your boo. Everybody know that's who you kicking it with. But I guarantee you, when your relationship is private and you happy to yourself and you just at Kroger's and you hear a girl talking about, I was with Tyrone last night and this is how he looks naked, then you better believe that's true because she has no reason to be lying because she don't even know who you are. So I'm with you like that, Damo. Stop bragging. Stop. Even like with people with money, stop bragging on your money, your cars, your relationships. Keep everything to the chest, man, because what are you bragging for? Because to be honest with you, after I find out you together, hell, tomorrow I'm thinking about something totally different.
I'm just going to say this. A lot of people are at fault for their own of getting cheated on. They're the cause of themselves getting cheated on. Because you're going to, ladies, Y'all got a good man. Y'all gonna advertise that good man to a woman who struggled to get one?
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all think that's gonna work out? You bragging about the man you got to a woman that struggles to get a good man. So when she come across your man, right? What do you think she gonna do? I want to see what that treatment is like. So a lot of y'all promote your own, your own demise. And fellas do too. Man, she cooked for me, man. She good in bed. Way she do that thing. Dang, she cooked. Dang, she literally get you stuff for holidays. Dang, she spoil you. Man, I ain't never had a woman do that. Let me see what that's like. And that's what happens.
Yep. That's what happens.
Yep.
What's up, Jeff? I'm good. We back, Jeff. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Jeff. Oh, we're about to get into it now, Sky.
Okay.
Redistricting was a big issue that me and Sky didn't get to talk about. And so they did these new relining of districts. And people in Memphis, especially Memphis, is pissed off. So, Sky, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, the white people call it gerrymandering. And just like it said, back in the old days, there was a guy named Jerry who created this system on political and party lines and drawn them. So it's called gerrymandering. As for me, no matter what party is trying to get all the Democrats over here, all the Republicans over here, all the independents, every 4 years, people change. You have so many Democrats turning Republicans, so many Republicans turning Democrats, so many independents that don't know what the hell they want to do. So to be honest with you, Damon, I really don't have an opinion about it. You can draw as many lines as you want. It's just like voting. I can tell you all day long that I'm voting for Trump, and then the day I get in that booth, that's why I have curtains and dividers, right? Partitions. And vote independent, and then come back out like, yeah, I made my vote. You don't know. Human beings
do that.
Right. Human beings are so fickle. Yeah, and human beings are so fickle, man. It's like no matter what you're trying to do, unless you're in the mind of the people, you can redraw, recolor, redo everything to try to get things to flow your way. It just does not matter when it deals with human beings. So if they can redraw the lines if they want. But again, come voting day or come whatever election, whatever you're looking for, depending on how they got out of bed and who didn't piss them off 24 hours before, that's who they're going to vote for. Go ahead, Dave.
I think it's good that they redid this, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know why y'all down in Memphis upset. Because, man, since y'all switched parties, right? Can somebody name me one area in Memphis that has improved for minorities? I ain't just talking about blacks. I'm talking about minorities as a whole. Has the education system in Memphis improved at all? Yeah. Do y'all think Memphis is high in test scores? If you were to take a guess, would you think that Memphis scores high in school testing?
Well, if that's what you're saying, Damo, then what are they upset about? If they don't even know what gerrymandering is, if they don't even know if Shelby County is Republican or Democrat, what are they upset about?
Well, here's the crazy part. They're saying they're taking away black people's rights, voting rights. First of all, they're not affecting your voting rights. You know who it is affecting? It's man. There was I think a lot of people may not know this. The guy that actually won in that district, right? Well, one of the seats he may lose his seat. It's a white Jewish dude, liberal Democratic guy. The person he's going against is a black Republican woman. Now, she black and she a woman, and you would think that would be good enough for the community to say, you know what? Shoot, we got a man. Well, look on the bright side. At least he is up against a black woman. But no. So y'all defending the white guy over the black woman, but this is about race.
So the white Democrat and they upset about the black Republican. I told you, people.
It don't even. I mean, I'm like, man, people cannot be that stupid. But then I run into stupid people every day. You know what I'm saying? And you have to look at it like, is the property value in Memphis going up? And I'm talking about in the minority areas. Has it improved? Has families improved? I'm talking about that. Has it closed any? What in Memphis validates the people that have been leaders there to even have their position? And people to fight for them. Running to take a vacation to Memphis. So, you know, I don't understand it. Why do y'all still want to go with people that still, you know what I mean, they just ruin Memphis?
Well, you know, some of it is politics, some of it is policies, and some of them is just the Memphis culture. Let's just say you take politics out of it. Let's say you take policies out of it. Let's just say Memphis just governed itself. It had no mayor, no city councilman, no alderman. It is just the culture of Memphis. Like you said, if their culture is not family, if their culture is not community, if their culture is not higher education, it don't matter who you put in charge or what lines you redrawn, Memphis is going to be Memphis. What's up, Launchpad?
The first thing they got to do is clean up the crime. You know, and that's going to take them, you know, a lot of resources to do that part. Because nobody's going to invest in a place where you can't control the crime and the homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
That's two things you got to control. If you can't control them,
right.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. Speaking of bouncing off of that, the NAACP and black leaders are asking, I don't know if you've seen this guy, Black Star High School athletes to boycott the SEC and schools in the South.
Why?
All over this.
Why they can do it?
Because of the redistricting and the gerrymandering.
What does it have to do about education and athletics?
Because they're saying that, man, black I am too. Well, that makes two of us. I'm confused about it.
Oh, let's just say it's true. Let's just say black voting rights is under that. What does it have to do with a 21-year-old choosing what college he wants? What does that? You don't have to vote to go to college. So I'm trying to figure out what does it have to do with. So why is the NCAA? NAACP, is telling young black athletes not to go to any schools in the South, the SEC, because of voting rights and redistrict drawing and things like that? I can't put two and two together. Sorry, somebody have to.
I tell you why. Because they have this thought that the way that you get them, the way that you make change is by affecting, you know, people's pockets. So their whole thought process is, if the best star athletes quit going to Alabama, Georgia, and all these southern state schools and picking schools like Iowa, Michigan, you know, Ohio State, and some of these other schools, and they don't get them star athletes, then they don't get the people that actually invest in the schools. What do they call them people? The ones that go in there and endorse
the alumni, that's who invest.
Yeah. So they think it's going to have a financial effect there. So that's why they're asking these young folks to do it. But you know, the thing that pissed me off, right? I mean, this really pisses me off. Why don't they offer to pay these young men scholarships? Why are y'all asking these young men who have, because the NIL contract alone could change them athletes' families' lives. Shador Sanders making more off of, of his NIL deal and all the promotion and advertising than his rookie contract.
Yep.
So there's college students that's going to make more in college than they will in the pros. So these young men have a chance to change their lives financially. Not just their life, their family's lives. So why don't these folks offer to pay their full ride scholarship? Why are they asking these young folks to sacrifice and they're not making sacrifices? The only issue I got with it.
And what about these young people that ain't even in politics anyway? So I'm a young D1 recruit about to make millions of dollars in the NIL deal. I don't care about no politics. I just want to play football and learn. So you want me, the top guy in the whole country, since I guess I would be like the Muhammad Ali right now, the top guy, D1, top school, want me to boycott to make changes on stuff that I'm not even caring about is not going to affect me. Because you're not going to ask one of those mid-level, low card D1 students or D2, D3. They're asking people who are visible that you know their names. That might be number one draft picks, because those are the ones that got to make the change. You're going to ask those kids who's worked all day, like they've been playing football, basketball since they were 6 years old. They made it, and then here you come at the door and say, "Oh, don't walk through that door. We need you to go over here." I'm thinking, I don't know. That sounds like desperation.
Pro athletes, you know one thing they ain't doing, Scott?
Desperation.
They ain't gonna ask the pro athletes to do that.
Nope.
They ain't asking them. So I don't get it. You ain't gonna go and ask these NBA. You ain't gonna ask LeBron James to boycott. Because you know what LeBron James will tell him. Now, what would you think LeBron James would tell him if they told him? You know what I'm saying? Or they told these athletes, don't play for the states that got these professional teams that then did this.
Yeah, he would use some colorful words that I probably can't use right now.
I know he would.
That's it.
I can use them, but I ain't. I know exactly what he was saying. He cussed them the hell out. And rightfully so. Yeah. Because, if anything need to be boycotted, it's them. Because it's like a lot of these politicians, man, we all get poor and they getting richer. On both sides. Sides.
That's right.
They all are getting richer and we are getting poor.
Absolutely. And that's what people need to focus on, stuff like that. The transfer of wealth, not, like you said at the beginning, green is what we should be thinking about right now, because that's what pays the bills. I mean, that just sounds like desperation that you, a grown man, don't know any other way to make a change but to ask these young people it's like a proxy war. You ask these young people to fight your war, and that makes no sense. I wouldn't do it. No. I wouldn't. No, that's crazy.
What's wrong with you? I'd be like, man, you gonna pay my bill? I do it. You gonna pay my bill? I make this financial sacrifice. Well, what's financial sacrifice you gonna make for me?
Yeah, because school ain't free. So either you're gonna get a scholarship or NIL deal, and you coming out of pocket. Schools ain't free, and D1 schools, damn sure ain't free.
Ain't no way, Scott. They couldn't even fix their mouth to ask me that. You hear me? They couldn't fix their lips. They even asked me. You know what I'm saying? I just because they getting cussed out. And then I'm asking them, what you gonna do? What sacrifice you gonna make? I think before I cuss them out, that's the first thing I'm gonna ask. What sacrifice you gonna make for me then? I make the sacrifice, but what you gonna do for me?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna look at them, get right up in their eye with my eyes like this. Look at them. Yeah, what's wrong with you? Asking me to shit. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it. And these people, man, I'm like, the world is losing its mind, man.
Absolutely.
Something else me and Sky didn't get to talk about was Spirit. Spirit went out of business. They bankrupt. And you know what's messed up, Sky? Some of them people was in the middle of a trip. They was in the middle of their vacation. They had a two-way down in the Bahamas, sipping on my time. You know what I'm saying? Putting their feet in that clear sandy water. And then, man, they going back the next day, look on their phone, and Spirit out of business. And now they scrambling to find another flight to get back home. That's diabolical.
That is, man. That's the hell we live in. And you know what? I never really knew nothing about Spirit, to be honest with you. I always flew Southwest. And I'm going to quit lying to you. I've only flown once in my life, and it was Southwest. So I never knew about Spirit, Blue, any of these other ones. I knew about American, Delta, and Southwest. That was it. So until Spirit started having issues, I didn't even know it was an airline. But from what they said, they went out of business because they couldn't afford the high rising of the fuel prices. I get it. But one thing about it is why I was trying to tell you how to have a plan B, because there's a lot of people who either don't pay attention or didn't see it coming, that was going to go to work the next day and there was no job. So what do you do when you're used to making $100,000 a year as a stewardess, and you go to work next day and you don't have a job? But hell, you ain't saved up none of your money neither. You know, the people that do the back luggage and fueling the plane and washing the plane and all the subsidies companies that keep Spirit alive, you know, the parts, the tires. So they probably laid off at least 20,000 people, or 20,000 people got fired. And then, like Damon said, you done bought a round trip ticket. Which one of these other airlines are going to honor it? Now, some say they will honor it up to $400. So if you got a voucher from Spirit for $400, someone would honor it and let you fly with them. But what if it was more than $400? Then what do you do? So yeah, so I feel bad for some people, but the rest of them, I'm thinking this is why you can't take everything for granted. Nothing lasts forever. You should always have a safety net and something prepared when stuff like that happens. That's 20,000 people out of a job overnight. They sent an email, Damo, at 3 a.m. overnight saying, "Do not come to work. We're closed."
That is correct. That's why people get too comfortable. It's nothing wrong with wanting to have a job.
Right.
But you better have something that you're trying to build on your own. Mm-hmm. Because, man, people dedicate their lives to these companies. And for what? You're just a number. You are just a number. So it's always good to create other options for yourself. That's the great thing about really living in this country, is if you use your creative mind, you can create something of your own. But if you think these companies, they're going to do what's best in the best interest of them, not you.
Yeah. I mean, these people didn't get no severance pay. They didn't get nothing but an email.
They dropped them. Oh, my God. That's like you getting ready to go to prom, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, the night before the prom, your date talking about, I can't go. I got chlamydia. You know, I'm blind in one eye. You know, I got knock knee. You know, arthritis in my elbow, and then I can't go. And here you done picked out your tux and everything. You know what I'm saying? You already cleaned up, got your lemon pepper steppers on. You ready to just step out, pivot. And your date talking about, you done bought the limo and everything. And your date talking about, I can't make it. That's what they did to them. That's what Spirit did to their employees. No severance pay, no nothing. We out of business. You ain't got a job.
That's it.
Forget your rent due in 10 days. Forget all that. And
out of a job. And then, like you said, the ones that in America they gave vouchers to, now the ones who were already overseas somewhere, I don't know how they work, and I don't like telling lies. But like you said, if I'm in the Bahamas and I didn't pay the $1,000 round trip and they went out of business and I'm still in the Bahamas, But all the other airlines said, hey, we will credit you at least up to $400. That means I'm out of $600, or somebody gonna get left on the island because we ain't got enough to get both of us back on another different airline back to the States. Oh well, Bahamas instead, but back to the 48 contiguous states.
I mean, it's wild, man. I mean, how they did them. I can't remember. I can't remember a scenario of something like that. You know, usually UPS or some of these other that's doing massive layoffs offer some kind of severance package. Now, people, for the most part, may not think they fair, but at least they offering them something. No, they just drop these folks.
Well, if Spirit and Carnival is on the same level, then I wouldn't expect to know it. Because there's a reason why you can get these flights and at Carnival for such cheap. They don't have all this backup plan. They probably have good health care, no type of severance pay, no type of 401k. Because if you don't have to offer your employees all this extra benefits, then you can charge the customer very low prices. So if people were getting flights from here to the Bahamas for $65, and I guarantee you these employees wasn't getting really good dental and healthcare and all this other stuff. So it doesn't surprise me. Because I never knew about it. I don't know if I even seen a Spirit airline at the airport, to be honest with you. But
I've never seen it. The last time I flew was 1996, 30 years ago, literally 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it was Delta, and I think Continental.
Yeah.
Well, it may have been Continental and Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
But that was 20 years ago. Continental wasn't even around.
Does Continental still exist?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It was 30 years ago. I ain't got Dylan forever. I ain't heard Dylan forever. Wow. But yeah, I feel sorry for those people, and I wish them all the best. But again, a rich person learns from their mistakes. A wealthy person learns from other people's mistakes. You want to be wealthy in this world, you learn from other people's mistakes. And the mistake you're going to learn from is never take anything for granted. I don't care if you're making $100,000 a year, $200,000. Like that guy, is his name Delonte West? Did you see him on the Shannon Sharp show? You know, he made millions of dollars, and he ended up homeless and all that stuff. We can't take it. That man went homeless for 10 years after being in the NBA, sleeping in cars.
But his situation is a unique one. Because
he's
dealing with schizophrenia and bipolar at the same time. So mentally, his mental illness, along with a shaky foundation, meaning like a wife that really wasn't any good and not really good, solid family members, and then a lot of his own detriment, you know, him being who he was, it just all caved in on.
Yeah. So even with that, average folks like us, we need to be extra careful because one day we can wake up with schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, bad family relationships. So today we good, tomorrow we in a bad situation. So always
we could be like Floyd Mayweather. Have y'all heard what's going on with Floyd?
That's terrible. I didn't even want to talk about it. That is terrible. Because you take all the money he made, Damo, even if you took half of taxes, he still had enough money for his kids, his grandkids, his great-grandkids, his great-great-great. I mean, even if you pay Uncle Sam the 50% of all the money this man has made, he still had 15 generations of money. And you talking about he's broke? Did you see he had 27 cars, Porsches, Lamborghinis, Bentleys? Did you see all them cars he had? $100 million worth of cars in his garage. Go ahead.
But I'm not shocked because what's the one thing that we knew about Floyd Mayweather that they picked on Floyd Mayweather about? Do y'all remember what they actually made fun of him about?
What they make fun of him about?
About his and not knowing how to read.
Oh yeah, he did say he didn't know how to read. Oh,
right. So if you can't read, then when they handing you and telling you to sign this or that, now you understand why education. This is why education is so important. In our community, you know, and you got to see who running what, because our school systems, these kids and these folks can't read. What do you think was going to be bound to happen? Is anybody really shocked that this has happened to him? I'm not.
A little bit, not a lot, because even if he can't read, his mama can read, his daddy can read, his uncle can read, his Asian can read. Somebody had to be able to read.
But how many of us in our family even trust family members?
That's the hell you live in. That is the hell that you live in.
In our community, our families aren't even united. We don't even know how to build them properly. I'm talking about overall.
Yeah.
You know, I got uncles and stuff. Hell no, If I knew I was going to jail for a year and I said, hey, you know what? If you need I'm going to give you this 10, but if you need $1 million or $2 million, go ahead. Just make sure I at least got 8 when I get out. Man, there's family members. I know that money ain't going to be there when I get out. I know it ain't.
That's the hell we live in. The man can't read and he didn't have nobody to trust. What? Think about that. That's crazy. So now his kids who were probably thinking they had at least 10 million in their hedge funds, right? They ain't got nothing. No, so now they gotta get out here and box. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. That's sickening. That is sickening to know somebody.
That's why you got to be careful about bragging.
Years, but it's still, if you lose 200-300 million in 20 years, that's still, because if he had all his assets, he would be close to a billionaire. He probably has made over $1 billion. But if you cut it in half for Uncle Sam, which is like 48%, you still had about 300-400 million, and you blew all that in like 20 years. Jesus Christ. Bad investment.
But you know, part of me saying it's karma. Because when you throwing how you got all this money up in people's face, right?
Mm-hmm.
You advertising your own demise. It goes back to what I was saying, Sky. When you get to bragging, it's somebody lurking, wanting to take you down and wanting to take what you got. You got to be careful about bragging on anything.
Yeah, I was going to say
and take what you got.
Right. I'm a Clarissa Shields fan, but sometimes she do over brag. I mean, she showed her buying a $90,000 bracelet. There's people out here that's working 3 jobs that can't make ends meet, and you're showing. I ain't saying you didn't earn it, but you're showing you in the store swiping your card buying a $90,000 bracelet. Like, girl, you ain't got to do that. Don't be wrong, but man, you got to be careful of flashing money around people who's out here starving and homeless. Online, anyway.
Because they lurking. Hey, y'all, Sky, before the next subject we're going to talk about when we come back, because I'm going to do some music, give me and Sky a break for a minute. But we're going to talk about how this black woman lost her life over some onion rings. I don't know if y'all heard this story. You know what I'm saying? Life gone over some onion rings, man. And how the whole thing happened, y'all not going to believe it. It's the stupidest thing. You know, this woman lost her life and somebody threw their life away over, let's say it again, some onion rings. And so, hey, we're going to go ahead and play OP featuring Tate McRae. I Know It's a Lie. We'll be right back, man. If y'all are watching right now, if y'all can do us a favor, if y'all can share the live, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, I'm on Twitch. Sky, you're on
Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
So if you guys are watching from there, if y'all can share the live, we appreciate it. We'll be right back for more. Stay tuned.
Parties were only for parties, and love was just something you did on the side. You know that I won't hang on to you. Say that I'm done with you, though kind of kills me inside. Don't know what, don't know who. You could be going at it with somebody new. Can we read your mind and don't care to split over mess, but the same is you.
Just tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Stay by my side, look, I know it's a lie. The shit in between us, we've opened the meanest. The worst of it all, I think we both seen it. But listen, the reason is simple to leave it. It's harder to keep it, that's part of the reason. For loss of all reason, your heart is in grievance. It's awfully convenient to just not believe it. It tells you wrong, you call it deceiving. You already gone, no thoughts on receiving. No calls on the phone, keep on with the ringing. The drama you bringing, it's just not redeeming. You working them angles, you plotting and scheming. You thinking it's changing, you got to be dreaming. You want me to stay but can't stop me from leaving. It's whether or not you believe it, I'm leaving.
Parties only for parties and lovers, just something you did on the side. You know that I won't hang on to you. Say that I'm done with you, don't confuse me inside. Don't know what, don't know who. You could be going at it with somebody new. You read your mind, don't care to split over mess, but the same is you.
So tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. So tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Don't tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Don't tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Please tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Please tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. I still wanna hear it, I know it's a lie. I just need to hear even though it's a lie.
Don't know who. You could be going at it with somebody new. You read your mind, don't care to split over mess, but the same is you.
Tell me you love me, I know it's a lie. Act like I ain't never noticed your eye. Drifting away, slipping away, thinking of something that's better today. It's better this way. Sick of the picture that's held in the frame. Looking so perfect but seldom explains the trauma, the drama, the hell and the pain. Onlyest thing it could ever display is everything that we fail to maintain. You look at this pic like it held you in chains. I look at this every cell in my brain, still so conflicted in hell of dismay. How did it end and it's sailing away? Look at this image and tell me the way to live and pretend that the failure we made is better today.
Parties only for parties and lovers, just something you did on the side. You know that I won't hang on to you. Say that I'm done with you, don't confuse me inside. Don't know what, don't know who. You could be going at it with somebody new. You read your mind, don't care to split over mess, but the same is you. Parties were only for parties and lovers, just something you did on the side. You know that I won't hang on to you. Say that I'm done with you, don't come, it kills me inside. Don't know what, don't know who. You could be going at it with somebody new. Your mind and don't care to split over mess, but the same is you.
All right, y'all. I done just now finished up my little probiotic drink. Ready to get into this. So, did y'all see the story where some customers, a group of women, went through a drive-through? I think this was at the Checkers, right? And they wanted, they got their, they ordered their food, got their food, looked in the bag, and wanted more onion rings. So they got into it with the person at the drive-through because they wanted them to give them extra onion rings. And they got into an argument, and then somebody pulled out a weapon, boom, boom.
Inside the store or the drive-through?
At the drive-through. The person lost their life.
Window?
Yep. And one of the employees lost their life over some onion rings. So that was another big story that took place that we didn't get to talk about, while we were away.
I don't even know what to say about that. That is that. So what happened to the people? Did the police catch the people who?
Yeah, they got the girl. Yep. So the girl, her life is gonna be thrown away.
Over onion rings. So we losing 2 lives over onion rings.
Over onion rings.
Well, of course, we know it was more about onion rings. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. So that girl who pulled the trigger was already having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. And the lady at the store, which I get it, sometimes you pay your money and then you open the bag and they give you just that. Like, I didn't get y'all $8 for a bag of onion rings. There's only 3 of them in here. I get it. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. That's what tilted on over. But still, at the end of the day, you still should be, as an adult, emotionally stable, not to do 30 years to life over onion rings, because they ain't gonna feed you no onion rings in prison. They're not going to do that. So I don't even know how to talk about this story, but I just feel sorry for the families of both parties.
Also, there was a gang of guys that went into a Chick-fil-A, right, with masks on, and took the life of one of Chick-fil-A's employees. That was another story. So we see a lot of these stories happening. And the next one that we're going to talk about, that was a real big story, was the 75-year-old woman went through the drive-thru, ordered a coffee, and somebody made her coffee wrong. So instead of just being the old elderly that you are and setting an example, she decides to go in and get into a shouting match and cussing out the employee. Fun. You want to act like that? I don't, condone that behavior, especially being 75. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But this woman went a step further, put her hands, she hit the girl in the face. Right? And so, of course, the girl is going to protect herself. So they get into a little skirmish. They sit the woman up, after they break it up, give her some water, whatnot. And then she goes into cardiac arrest and loses her life.
The employee?
No. A 75-year-old woman.
The woman, got you.
Now, why do y'all think this was a big story? Because this stuff, I'm quite sure, happens all the time. But why do y'all think this particular story, if you was to take a guess, Sky, why do you think this story was a big story?
I honestly couldn't tell you, other than just the craze. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Again, that I couldn't answer, my friend.
The woman was a black. The 75-year-old woman was black. The 27-year-old woman that she hit was white.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And so the black woman is now dead from a cardiac arrest. Damn.
Yes, and the family. Hey, what's your damn car? Why you getting out the car and you got a badass heart? You got 10 stents in it. You won blood clot from being out of here. Yeah. And you gonna let somebody get your blood pressure up like that? You 75 and you heavy set, you out of shape, and you ain't a healthy 75. You a big 75.
And so she lost her life.
You baby D, 75.
She lost her life over a cup of coffee.
Imagine getting up and you just appear in heaven. And you're like, God, how did I get here? Oh yeah, you got into it over a $2.50 cup of coffee. Now you ain't gonna be able to see your grandkids and your daughter for a long time till they get up here. You know how dumb that is?
Oh yeah, sitting in his chair, that's real dumb. Absolutely. I don't know what was going on in that woman's mind to where, because if she would have played it right, they would have just either gave her another coffee or gave her a credit to come back another time. So that goes to show you with these things that we're talking about, them was not about the coffee or the onion rings. Something's going on in these people's lives that all it takes is something like onion rings and coffee to now lose your life, whether it's in the ground or in prison. That's where we at today. And I was listening again to a guy named Big Ward, and he said, what you can do today is when you see people, just smile and say hello. Because you never know, telling somebody hey and hello have saved them from going to kill somebody else. They might be yeah, and you smiled and said hello, how are you doing? And it calmed them down. And I was like, man, that is the easiest thing to do. Is just smile when you see people and just say, even if they don't speak back, just hello, how are you? And keep it going. Because you never know what people are going through and what they're thinking.
You're right. Here's something else that we didn't get to talk about. 2.5 billion disappears from the California fire relief funds meant for victims. So they raised 2.5 billion, and the victims of Palestine is it Palestine, and I forget the other ones. Mm-hmm. But it was 2.5 billion raised for them victims, and those folks they ain't got to see none of it. The money just simply disappeared.
That's some high level corruption right there, boy. You can make $2.something billion disappear off the books with no paper trail. Okay, I might start to believe in the Illuminati now when you start talking like that, because God, who could
this is why you said this, Sky, and you were absolutely right. This is why it is important to go out and vote. Because them politicians, they know that they robbing people blind. And you know what their mindset is?
What's that?
Oh, they'll forget about it. This will blow over. Somebody will talk about it, and it'll blow over. No big deal.
Yep.
And we're going to tax them. Not only are we going to take the money raised for them, but we're going to tax them also.
Yep. Some will forget, some won't care, some won't know. And the ones that want to know, you distract them with the NBA finals. And that's how they're able to get away with it.
You're right. And they get away with it every year, year after year, and nobody holds them accountable.
Man, that's scary. That is the scary part right there.
It makes you not want to donate to anything. Because if you donate, man, why would I donate and then the money not go toward what I donated for it to go to, and then you tax me on top of it? No, hell no. You got me at two. You think I'm 2 times as stupid? Yeah.
Man, that I now feel bad for the people that need it, because oh my Lord, y'all, are y'all hearing this come up missing? Good Lord, man.
Ain't no way them politicians, and I'm burned out of a home, will be comfortable setting foot anywhere in California. Ain't no way. Yeah. This last thing I came across, I shared it with Sky, and I thought this was interesting because it was a woman who articulated this in a way that I couldn't, on why women should not be into politics. She said women should not be involved in politics. And without further ado, I'm going to play this video because I want y'all to hear this, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Hold on, let me go all the way back.
Would you like to see a woman president one day?
No.
Why?
Women shouldn't be in politics because it weaponizes our maternal instinct against us. So what do they do to women? How do they get so many women to vote left wing? They use things like abortion. If we're talking about illegal immigration and ICE, what do all the photos and videos show? Families getting separated, children being deported by ICE. So women see that and they're like, oh no, the poor child, the families, they're getting separated. That's that maternal instinct. So then they're going to vote Democrat because they think, oh, well, they're going to keep the children here and not separate the families. That's why women should not be in politics.
Just for the sole reason of emotionally driven messaging.
Yeah.
That's that easy to manipulate women?
It is that easy. Take Mamdani, for example, okay? 82% of voters that voted for Mamdani, who refuses to condemn Sharia law, by the way, it's 82% of women. And I'm sure those women would identify as feminist. But you're voting for someone who refuses to condemn Sharia law, which is very anti-feminist.
Well, they don't know what Sharia law is.
No, they don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not everyone should just be able to vote.
Why do you understand this and other women don't?
I don't have the ego of a lot of these women to say that we shall be equal. I don't feel entitled to vote simply because I was born in America. I don't feel entitled to vote just because I feel like I should be equal to everyone.
Well, I mean, if she's saying women are blind by their emotions sometimes, that's why they shouldn't be in politics. I get that. And men are sometimes blind by their emotions sometimes. But it's hard for me. I understand what she's saying if you see it in that light, but how many women do you know, even if it's 90% bad or 90% right to deport people, right? Is that what we need? When it comes to families, children, and dogs, women will always put that before anything else. You know, when it comes to family and community, that's what women are taught to be. Family, community, children, stuff like that. So even if they tell you, look, this is what we need to do, not only just deport, just anything in America, to make America great again. If it's a negative light on family and children, or separating kids, or putting kids in cages, or sending them back to a country they was never born to, you will never get that out of women. I don't care, from the whore in the streets to the church-going girl. That will always, Democrat, black, white, no matter, Republican, that will always be at the top of every woman's ticket is a mother, a child, a family, a community. And if that's what she's leading with, then God bless her. We'll see. We will see.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think, men think logically. I think women think, with their emotions.
Right.
And I think the perfect example that she made was the immigration. When men look at it, we say illegal immigration is wrong, right?
Right.
And not only we say it's wrong, but we say it also affects our ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Resources get allocated to people that really shouldn't be here, yada, yada. Women, on the other hand, is like, no, they're separating the children from their mom and dad. That's not right. So she done totally overlooked that, the person shouldn't even be over here at all.
Right.
She's thinking that's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And if we did that for every person who is over here illegal, then that's how you can end up with 9/11. So it has to be some sort of,
Yeah. And I guess it's probably one of the variables on why they don't want a woman president, right? If she was right now negotiating with Iran and all this other stuff, well, she would lead with her emotions instead of logic. Well, again, there are some men who do lead with emotions instead of logic, and then there are some women who lead with logic instead of emotion. But the majority of women,
there we go. I have pros for a minute.
It's okay. But the majority of women will always be nurturers, and they will always see, okay, even if this is right for 90% of the country, if it's wrong for just one child, one out of a million, you're going to have an issue.
Yep. It's just like, I don't want to send our kids to war. This person over here got a nuclear bomb, ready to aim it at anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But, your maternal instinct is making it hard for you to make a decision that you got to make. You ever watch the movies when them women be using their maternal instinct, and then they the only one that survived, everybody else and lost their life, and they the only one that survived? Are they the last of the remaining two?
Mm-hmm.
And here you was leading everybody with your maternal instincts, and now all them gone, and you still running around with one shoe on. So I think there's some truth to that.
And yeah, again, it just depends. It depends on how you look at it. It's never just dry cut. It's never just always black and white. There's always some gray in the middle. But yeah. I believe that, because what she's saying women shouldn't be politicians or they shouldn't vote. Which one was she saying?
She was saying that they shouldn't be in the politics.
Just period. They shouldn't run for office or vote.
But I think voting is also in them lines too.
Okay.
There are people that think that they shouldn't vote. You know what I'm saying? Because of logical lens. Everything is maternal instinct.
No. So if that's the case, where does the line get drawn? Because if you don't think you should be politicians or they should vote, because they're gonna still have this no matter what they do. Should they be CEOs? Should they be in the military? Should they be captains, lieutenants? Should they be vice presidents? Because they're going to carry that into anything in life. So if that is a variable issue as far as being a politician or voting, is it also a negative issue when they're head of households, when they're running Fortune 500 companies, when they're in the military, when they're captains or lieutenants? Where do you draw the line?
I'm guessing what she was trying to say is anything that you have to make a decision that really affects people's lives on a whole nother level. If you're emotional, you shouldn't be allowed in any part of that. That's what I gather. Because, it's hard decisions that got to be made in politics. And so from that video, what it sounded like she was saying to me is that, man, women's emotions are getting in the way of them being able to make the right choice. And so,
okay.
I thought that was interesting coming from a woman.
Yeah. That to hear from her, that is very interesting. And again, if what she's saying is true, that's what I would ask her. Then where's the line drawn? Because if you think she can't make a decision as far as voting or running for office, and does she need to make a decision if I'm working for her and she's the CEO or CFO or Fortune 500 company? Where does the line stop? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you have to make major decisions that affects thousands of people's lives. Then if they can't make a logical decision because of emotion for just voting or being a politician, then you probably don't want them in anything else. Women in anything else.
At least important on that level, at least things that are of importance of that level.
Yeah. Of that level, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I was just trying to figure out, if that's what she's saying.
It's pretty good, man.
But it is interesting. Yeah,
we missed a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we did. How long were we gone? About 4 weeks?
Yeah, about a month. It's about a month for sure.
Yeah, about a month.
But I'm happy to be back. Man, again, yes. I really appreciate you. Before we head out, did you want to plug the event you got going on this weekend again?
Well, this weekend in Brookport, Illinois, I will be there. Me and my tag partner, even though we just lost our titles, we will be in Brookport, Illinois for ICW Inhumane Championship Wrestling this Saturday. And then next weekend, I'll be back in Illinois for RCW, fighting the American Giant for the vacant RCW World Heavyweight Championship in a stretcher match. So I will be in Illinois twice, this Saturday and next Saturday. So thank y'all. The DB radio show should run tonight, but again, y'all, because of my computer situations and issues, I might have to let it, even if I play it, you might not be able to hear, because again, this computer I'm on is 6 years old, and then we're using the laptop to do the show. So I need to update. I hate technology sometimes. They always they want you to update your phone, your tablet, your laptop.
Man.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just, I guess I've been too cheap to update this damn thing. So, but now it's time.
My phone is getting like that, where it's like real soon I'm gonna have to update my phone.
Yep, and that's crazy. They trying to get me to upgrade from the 23 to the 26. And every month that I get closer and closer getting out of this contract, it gets worse and worse.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Hey, this week, y'all, if y'all in Tennessee, the CMA Awards start Thursday. So downtown gonna be live. It's gonna be, if you're a vendor, it's the place to be. It's gonna be lots of money to be made, but y'all be safe. First and foremost, be safe. All right.
Yep.
Because downtown is changing, man. Changing a lot. So
it truly is.
Enjoy them CMAs and get that money.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the people who was on Instagram, Country Girl and Zayro. Shout out to them. Shout out to Jeff and Launchpad and Rod Dent and Rachel and Brittany and Jasmine and Malfunction and Heather. Thank y'all for watching, supporting, and commenting. Thank y'all so much.
We appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, Lord willing, we're back.
Did you got other people that you want to go ahead?
Oh no, that's it. And maybe Faith, she might
give a shout out to on Facebook, or did you?
I just went through everybody because they're probably from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank y'all.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you guys being here. Again, if y'all could do us a favor, share the live after we go up air. There will be a recap that y'all can watch the show over again. And if you see our shorts, because a lot of these videos I'm going to cut up and then turn them into shorts. So if y'all come across one of our shorts, hit the like button, share. We appreciate y'all, man.
Yes.
We glad to be back.
Absolutely.
Well, man, the only thing guaranteed in life is death. And if you woke up on this side of the dirt,
man, come on.
Victory over the day.
That's right.
And you win.
Amen. You're right about that. So y'all have a great week. And again, I will see y'all in Illinois Saturday.
All right, y'all. Peace. We out.